Hello and welcome to another Project 1999 video. We are in Greater Fay, and if I can see my character, right? He's currently hiding. Sneak. No longer AFK, so we can take that off. We're in Greater Fay, and I do plan to do a lot of zones. If I just stick to doing cities, I'll have everything done in about a month. A month or so. There's not that many cities in the game. Starting cities, anyways. So, yeah, I'm going to do a few of the zones. Quite a few of the zones. I try to put out 2 of these little videos a week. Like I said, I still have no time, and this week was really bad. I was hoping to get out these videos a few days ago on Thursday when my older son was in daycare, but unfortunately my youngest son was very sick, so we had to go to the clinic. We were there for quite a while, seeing a pediatrician, and my young son's only 2 weeks old, so he was a preemie, so he's born 6 weeks early, so it's very, very important that we had that looked at. And unfortunately, just didn't have time all week, so I'll get this video out. It should be a short video. So Greater Fay. What's walking around me? I don't know if you can hear that. I can hear footsteps. Oh, I don't, yeah, that's probably somebody was running around me. Stealthed with Invis, yeah, because they're probably doing circles. Because I can't see Invis, obviously. Most of my other characters can't see Invis, so I just love it playing Terex, my Shadow Knight, who has a shield that has See Invisible on at all times, so it's kind of nice. Fairy Maiden. So yeah, so we started back at the very beginning of the trail. That was the entrance to Butcher Block. So we're running along this route, and we're going to do a circuit throughout Greater Fay, and I've got a bit of a story. It's not so much a story, just more information. There's no story this time. I guess there was only stories on some zones, like the starting areas, the starting cities. But yeah, they actually, it's a few pages long, what I have to read. So of course you're gonna go by, this zone really is, what's the highest level thing here, that people typically hunt is probably around 10. So I'm being a 27 rogue, I'm pretty safe. And but there are, hello. I don't think I'll hear that too far away. Yeah, but there are fairies that are Fairy Duchess. I think the early 20s, but yeah, I'm not going to kill them to get to bad faction. I'm not sure if it even matters. The reason that they're apprehensive to me is because I worship a... where the heck is that? Oh god, oh, Bristlebane. I don't think a lot of the characters, the neutral type factions, appreciate Bristlebane, like fairies and whatnot. I don't know if they're considered neutral, but with my ranger, they looked at me either neutral or better, indifferent or better. Okay, so we just passed right by because I'm talking too much. This is the Wizard Spires. Everyone should know where this is because occasionally you have to run out here. It's what I find in Project 99. There are not too many wizards. Not like it was in Classic when I played. There was. It seems most people who port you are druids, probably 3/4 of the time. And yeah, that music will keep playing over and over again as long as you're around the Wizard Spires. And okay, so we've come across Lesser Fay right here, still in Greater Fay, and coming ahead of us is Felwith, and this is kind of like the newbie area for Felwithian beginners, and yes, that is a word, Felwithian. It was in the lore a couple times. So you have like your level 2 Widow Hatchling, and then your level 1 bats and wasps up there. Plus Pixie Tricksters are all over here. This is where you go for your Pixie Tricksters. I think there's one close to the newbie area around Kelethin, not in the newbie area, but close to it. But yeah, they're all over here, and it makes for a fun start if you ask me. I think they're level 2, and you need to get like 6 or 8 of their dusts for the quest within the Ranger Guild. And yeah, I love filling my pack up, going back. And you get a fair bit of experience if you're under 5 and under. Maybe not a level 5 for experience, but it's a lot of fun for me anyways. Now here's Felwith from the outside, the High Elf City. And we already did a tour of that in the last video I did. And then going north, is this north? Yeah, it is north. So passing by the newbie zone. Little pixie trickster back there. And, will-o-wisps. I love killing these guys. Go all over. Or is in the wrong attack. You can get a few plats. It helps out newbie characters. And you get a greater light stone. There's another one right behind me. But there's a few of them around here. There's a few of them in the newbie zone around Kelethin as well. So we'll continue north. Yeah, there's not too much, actually, in Greater Fay, and I'll even show you the map. I'm not sure why they didn't fill the zone. It's just... I mean, it doesn't have to be filled everywhere, but it would be nice if there's a lot more. More orc huts, because like I've said previously, that all you need is one group in Orc Hill, and they can basically take up all the orcs. The orc camp area. You don't really see too many orcs. You see the occasional wandering orc deep in the woods, but you don't see too many of them outside of there. But yeah, I wish they did a better job on that. And when you see the map, you'll see the Royal Guard. Is that the higher one? Yeah, this one's blue to me, so I would assume this ferry is probably around level 20, between 22 and 25. I'm 27, so yeah, still low level. Haven't been playing this game that much lately. Okay, so now we're coming up on Kelethin. You can hear the music. I'll never forget this song. First song I ever heard when I played EverQuest, besides maybe the main song at the beginning. There were winding trees and winding pathway. Just keep going north, and you should find it. I do really appreciate that you can't see everything. And of course, the limitations of the computers back in '99 would have made it difficult to see everywhere in the zone. But it's like a fog, and even though it's probably made just for computers, the limitations back then, I still appreciate it that it just feels like it just makes it more mysterious, makes it just seems like a larger, more dense forest to me when they do that. They don't do that in every zone with trees, with forests. I mean, Kithakor doesn't look like that either, as far as I know. It just has like this haze in the background. Lesser Fay has it. The Lesser Faydark has that as well. So here we are in the newbie zone. Now we've already explored Kelethin, but that's the newbie lift right there. And of course, here's the old druid spires. They're no longer functioning. Don't ask me why. It would be kind of nice if you could teleport right to here, but there's already two in the continent. There's the one on the Butcher Block, and then there's the one in the Steamfont Mountains. And so this is the Kelethin newbie area it ran through. I used to, yeah, a lot of good memories from this area. Throughout all the time I played the game since Classic. And so, major reason why I want to start back again. I think we passed the Orc Lift. Yeah, we did. It's sorry, not Orc Lift. The what do you call that guy? The Pod Lift. Yeah. So here we are at the Orc Lift, where I wanted to go anyways. And keep going. Where are we going? I think it's straight north from here. Yeah. So you follow the trail. I don't think it leads directly to where I want to go, but we'll see. And as you leave the city, the music fades away. Now we hear, this is Orc Hill up here, and now you hear the environmental noise in the background, the wind. The Orc Hill, here's all the orcs. Everyone from like level 3 up to 8 can come here and join in on the fun. And I think with Tekin I actually went into Crushbone at level 6, if I remember right. So yeah, you can basically pull orcs almost non-stop. Depends how fast you can kill them. If it takes a little while, of course it'll be non-stop. Of course, as a little dwarf, he's probably pulling, or he's going to die. I think he's running for his life. It's not. Not an orc. Or sorry, not a dwarf. It's a. Oh, he's got. No, he's level 20 plus. I thought it was a little newbie. He's killing them really fast. So here is the entrance to Crushbone. You can always tell the flag, and we got the bonfires right next to there. There's usually orcs on either side. There's orcs here. There's almost always. I think there's always an orc shaman or two here And there's always an orc here and then one on the other side. And then there's like 3 orcs here. And yeah, it's great. And then you see the tents, and whenever you see these are the orc tents. They got the music going. So I'm going to do a Crushbone video after this as well. So basically that would be all of the Greater Fay. I mean, the only thing I did miss was the bandit camp, I think. There's not much here, and when you look at a map of the zone, you'll see just how empty it is. They could have put a lot more, like they could more orc tents. They could have had other things like a bandit type area, or who knows what else. They could have had like a. It would have been cool if you asked me if they put some kind of dark elf little camp way in as far away from Kelethin as you can be, kind of like hidden, and then you had like at least a vendor there. Would have been nice, because I don't think that they can. As a darkie, you can sell anywhere in the whole continent of Faydark. It's a little limited that way, and I really learned that. Bite me in the butt playing as any darkie I bring over. As Ixar, it's kind of like that almost everywhere, but yeah, playing as a dark elf, you feel the pinch too. So there's a little bit more camps over here. Not too many spawn here. I think these are a little lower level. Yeah, Orc Pawn and Pixie Trickster. They're not actually, what do you call them? So here's pixie dust here. They're not actually fairies, they're pixies, and they, if you actually fight one of them and a fairy goes by, look out, because the fairy will come and attack you. Fairies, I mean, they're living up to the name, they're tricking the fairies that they're one of them, so anyways, I'm gonna now run around in silence, and I'll read the story that I have from Project 99 Wiki. As you can see here, there's really not much in Greater Fay. You have Kelethin in the middle, the newbie area around that, and to the southeast you have Felwith, and there's the newbie area just to the west of that. Lesser Faydark to the southeast as well. Then there's the Wizard Spires right to the northwest of that. And going west is the Butcher Block Mountains. And going all the way to the north is Crushbone, and just south of Crushbone is the Orc Huts, kind of like Orc Hill and that kind of area. Pretty vacant, if you ask me. I don't know why they did it like that. I mean, if you look in the northern parts of the map to the west and east, there could have been a lot more. I'm kind of disappointed that they left it so open. So, on to the wiki story. It's not a story, it's just information. Greater Faydark is one of the largest and most confusing regions in all of the world of Norath. It is quite large and also has the added bonus of being dark at all times, with few landmarks to tell where you are at any given time. It is the home of the Wood Elves, and also with the newbie area for the Wood Elves, High Elves, and Half Elves that start out in Kelethin and Felwith. It is also very near the homes of both the dwarves and the gnomes, so many members of those races are seen here as well. Although Greater Faydark is a large zone, there are not many areas of interest. Most of what can happen here is that one can get lost, so it's simply best to stick to the paths and not wander too far unless you know where you're going or have a good direction sense. The only area of note not on a path is Crushbone, and it is so close to Kelethin that you don't need to wander. Dangers. Greater Faydark is a relatively safe place to travel and fight in, barring the area near Crushbone, which I will discuss further down. The rest of the zone is relatively safe, and the only inherently aggressive creatures here are the orcs. They tend to wander all over the zone, which include orc pawns, which are second level near the cities, and orc centurions further out, which can be as high as level 9. These are the biggest dangers, traveling away from the path and also occasionally on the path. Of the other monsters, none are notable except that they will all group to attack you if you are fighting others of their kind. Also, you can make some serious enemies by attacking wolves and pixies, so I wouldn't unless you know what you are doing. Notably, however, I have to hunt pixies as part of the ranger quest and have killed many of them, and they still leave me alone. Near Crushbone, however, things take on a different feel. There are no reliable guards nearby that you can run to, and the environment in terms of the orcs that roam here and the other players changes considerably. The orcs that appear here are only rarely ones that stay in one spot, and you have to be prepared for others wandering by to join in any battle you find yourself in. Also, the orcs here are tougher, and there was still pretty good hunting for me at level 7 when I'm spending most of my time in Crushbone. A lot of adventurers at level 3 or 4 wander over here. and it's no surprise that the ground is littered with their corpses. The other problem with Greater Faydark, more of an annoyance really, is that it is vastly overcrowded. Really. A few nights ago I logged in and there were 145 people in Greater Faydark. If I had logged into Inithul, there would have been as maybe 45 people. I've never seen that in Project 99, personally. This means that if sometimes it is very difficult to find creatures to hunt, and the only place to meet a good number of creatures to kill is in front of Creshbone, which I already discussed above. On this island, as a newbie, I would travel to the area in front of Kelethin and hunt there instead, or the little newbie area tucked away in the back of the Steamfont Mountains, where there are less people and less danger. The other thing to be aware of is that the guards in Greater Faydark are some of the densest guards around. They stand right next to you and watch you get pounded on before they consider responding, so I would run to them sooner than usual because you're going to need some life to last while they figure out that Centurion is indeed not a wood elf. Benefits. Starting in Greater Faydark has got its problems, but despite that, many benefits as well. First of all, selling and buying items in Kelethin is very easy, as it is the only starting city where you don't have to zone at all to reach it. Also, for the other merchants and the surrounding area is wonderful, as Kelethin has the most goods necessary to make items, with the occasional short jaunt to Steamfont for smithing supplies. This also works on the other end, because with 145 people logged on, there is a huge market for just about any good you can sell. This area, like the other areas on the island, is excellent because you have ready access to all of the other zones of the island. This may not sound like much, but a lot of good work went into designing this island to be self-sufficient, and if you know the island well, there are places for you to go to hunt that are perfectly suited to your level and are at most 2 short zones away. An example might make this clear. My Wood Elf Ranger started in Kelethin. He made his way to 4th level, killing orc pawns and other creatures around the base of Kelethin. Then he headed to the butcher block, where he hunted in the valley on the way to the docks. Here lie not too many creatures, but the ones that do are scarabs and goblins, all my level or lower. I hunted those and went to 5th level and made a ton of money. I hunted scattered large snakes at the opposite end of the butcher block, and then went and checked out Creshbone. Someone had given me a Minotaur axe at that point, so I could take on gambles by myself, and hunted there for a while, and then headed back to butcher block to take out goblin camps, through 6th level. I'm back in Creshbone for 7th, and after I hit 8th, I'm headed to the Steamfont to take on the creatures by the gate. After 9th, I don't know what I'm going to do, because I expect spells to change my life. Inherently, Greater Faydark also has the benefit of having easy access within itself to good hunting sites. As you can tell from the above example, my Wood Elf spent a great deal of time traveling there, and the zone is excellent for anyone up to and including about 6th level. After that, you really need to move on to Creshbone or one of the other zones on the island. I knew it was time to move on when I took out an Orc Centurion, an Oracle, and a Shaman all at the same time. Traveling to and from. To the north of Greater Faydark lies Creshbone, although there is no exit on the other side of Creshbone. Felwith lies to the east of Creshbone in the southeastern corner of Greater Faydark. Approximately 2/3 of the way across the southern edge of the zone is the entrance to Lesser Faydark, which is how you get to the Steamfont Mountains. Take a left once you pass into Lesser Faydark at about 45 degrees and run for about 2 minutes. You'll hit the edge and the zone. Following the path across the southern edge of the Greater Faydark to the western wall, you'll reach Butcher Block Mountains. You can reach this by following the path past Lesser Faydark to its completion. Last but not least, there's a set of portal towers located directly on the path between the zone edge to Lesser Faydark and the zone edge to Butcher Block. Follow the path east from them to head towards Felwith, Kelethin, or Lesser Faydark, and west to the Butcher Block Mountains. So that about do it for Greater Fay. If you haven't seen any of the other videos, I know Kelethin is basically part of Greater Fay, and it's half of what goes on here, or more. So, gonna end the video here, guys. Thanks for watching, and check out my other guides and any of my other Project 99 videos that I've made over the last year.